This is Unit 3, which is data analysis and probability mixed together. It says, which statement is true about the data set? Is the mean equal to the mode? The mean greater than the mode? Mean equal median? And mean is less than median. So let's just try to find each one. The mean is the average. So we have to add them all up. And then divide by how many there are. There's 7. And so the mean is 6. The mode is most often, which is 7. The median is the middle number, which is 6. So does the mean equal the mode? No. Is the mean greater than the mode? No. Is the mean equal the median? Yes. Number 2, a bag contains 4 white marbles, 2 blue marbles, and 6 red marbles. Find the probability for choosing a marble that is not blue, or its complement. Well, the probability of choosing a blue marble is 2 out of 12. Oops. So probability of not choosing it would be 10 out of 12, which is 5, 6. Number 3, there are digits from 0 to 9 randomly selected. Find the probability that the first number selected is a 5 or 7. That's 2 out of 10 digits because 0 through 9 is 10 numbers. The second number is a 2, which is 1 option out of 10. And the third number is a 3, which is 1 option. Oh, a 3 or a 9, which is 2 options out of 10. If I do something, and then I do something, and then I do something, I multiply those ways together. This reduces to a fifth times a tenth times a fifth. So it's 1 out of 500, which is A. Number 4, if one point is randomly selected from the points inside the rectangle shown, find the probability of the nearest percent that the point is in the circle. The radius is 8. Pi r squared is when you find the area of something, well, not something, a circle. So 64 pi is the area of a circle. We have 4 of those. Well, we have 4 circles. So the probability of a circle out of the entire thing is, well, if this is 8, this is also 8, and this is also 8, and this is also 8, and this is also 8. So the diameter is 16. So one side is 32. Therefore, this side is also 32. So it's a 32 by 32 square. 32 times 32 is 1024. 64 times 4 is 256 out of pi. Can 256 go into 1024? It can 4 times. So this is going to be pi over 4. The probability of getting a circle is pi over 4. Okay. Number 5, if you roll a number cube and get a 2, what's the probability you roll it again and get a 5? So what's the probability I give it a 5 given that I just rolled a 2? Well, it's the same thing if I just rolled a 5. The 2 had no effect on it. Rolling die doesn't affect other dies being rolled. So it'd be 1 out of 6. Number 6, it says, how many ways can you name the hexagon using Ursula? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I have a hexagon, 1, 2, 3, 4. What letter could I use to start it? Well, I have 6 to choose from. So I could pick A. Once I pick A, then I have 5 to choose from. Let's say I pick L. Then I have 4 to choose from. Then I have 3 to choose from. Then I have 2 to choose from. And then I have 1. If you multiply all your ways together, so that's going to be 30 times 4, which is 120 times 6, you get 720 ways. Fundamental counting principle. A number cube is rolled and 2 coins are tossed. Find the probability the number on the cube is less than 3 and the coins show the same sides. So that's the probability you're less than 3 and it's tails, tails, or the probability you're less than 3 and your heads, heads. So for the first one, if you're less than 3, you are 2 out of 6, and then you are tails, and then you are tails, and then if you're less than 3, you're heads, and then you are heads. You're going to cancel here, and then you'll get 1 out of 12. plus 1 out of 12, which is 2 twelfths, which is 1 sixth. Number 8, a number cube with sides labeled 1 through 6 is rolled 2 times. The sum of the numbers that end face up is calculated. What's the probability that the sum of the numbers is a 3? Well, if I roll one die and I roll another die, let's think of all the possibilities. I could roll a 1, and then that means I'd have to roll a 2 to get a sum of 3. I could roll a 2 and get a 1. That's it. So that's 2 out of 6 ways to roll the first, 6 ways to roll the second, 36 ways. So that's a 1 in 18th chance. Number 9, the weight in pounds of each wrestler on a high school wrestling team at the beginning of the season is listed below. What is the lower quartile value? So we have to arrange them in order. 112, 130, 142, 150, 178, 206. Okay, here's the middle. The lower quartile is the median of the lower 50%. So it's C. Using the box and whisker plot shown below, which percent of class 2 scored above a 75? So this is the middle. So if you scored above a 75, that's 50%. So 50% scored above. It's half the class. Number 11, the table below shows a cumulative frequency distribution of runners' ages. According to the table, how many runners are in their 40s? People in their 20s are 8. People in their 20s and 30s were 18. People in their 20s through 40s were 25. So to go from 20s to 30s, to go to 20s to 40s, that was an increase of 7 people. So 7 people must have been in their 40s. Here's a stem and leaf plot. It says, what was the number of median? It says, what was the number of median number? It should just be like, what is the median number of points scored by the football team? So we start with 6, 12, 13, 14, 17, 20, 23, 24, and you write it out and you cross off that way. You could say 38, 6, 37, 12, 30, 13, 14, 28. Be very careful which one you start. 17, 28, 20, 28, 23, 27. Both in the middle, take the average, it'll be 24. You asked 200 students to select their favorite sport and then recorded the results below. Based on the information in the graph, if you ask another 80 students to select their favorite sport, how many more would say basketball was their favorite sport over football? So out of 200, 75 out of 200 said basketball. Okay, 75 at 200. That's 37.5%. And then what you did ask was for football, it was 50 out of 200, which is 25%. Okay. Now, if you ask 80 students, 0.375 times 80 equals 30 students from the next 80. So if 37.5 students liked basketball, then probably around that, that's the best guess out of the next 80 students would be about 30. And then of the next 80 students, 25% should like football. That'd be 20. So that means that there'd be 10 more basketball. Okay, it says, use the following circle graph for questions 14 through 17. Your monthly budget is displayed below. On average, your take-home salary is $2,000 a month. All right, So these are the percentages. Out of 100%, we have 12% is drinks and food, and 10% is medical, 7% is entertainment, and 8 is saving, and 33 is your housing cost. That means everything else is 30%. All right, what money do you save for other expenses? Well, if it's 30%, that's 30 out of 100. Your other total is 2,000. We don't know how much. So cross multiply. Do you have to do it this way? No. You could do cross multiply and solve, or you could do 0.30 times 2,000. So 0.30 times 2,000. $600 is what you save in others. How much money do you set aside for savings? Well, savings is 8%. So you could do 8% times 2,000, or you could say 8 out of 100 is equal to what out of 2,000? When you do that, 0.08 times 2,000, you get $160. Yeah, that seems about right. Your salary increases by $400. So now we have $2,400. How much money do you set aside for savings now? Well, we know savings is 8%, so we could do it this way. We could say 8 times 2,400 divided by 100 is 192. So we went from 160 to 192. What is the least amount you would have to take home if you want to spend 175 on entertainment? Well, having entertainment be 7%. So if entertainment is 7 out of 100 and you want it to be 175, what would your take home need to be? So you have 7x equals 17500 divided by 7, 2,500. Okay, that's it for your multiple choice. And when you take your test, just fill out the numbers and the open-ended questions.